It's opening day. Jeff Passan's hair looks crisp. Maybe a little extra product in there. The baseball insider for ESPN. He'll be on Baseball Tonight pregame show tonight at 6 Eastern. It's baseball opening night. It'll be the Astros hosting the White Sox at 7 o'clock. Great to see you again, Jeff. Can you please help me understand why the Unicorn is opening the season on the road in Oakland instead of being showcased like he should be, Shohei Otani? National TV.
Yeah, I don't necessarily disagree with your premise, other than maybe MLB wanted a no-hitter on opening day.
That's what I said. but I don't want it to be late at night no-hitter. We need Shohei Otani should be in primetime, given everything that's happened in baseball, or even make it an afternoon game. But
Yeah.
people want to see him after what's happened, and you're not taking advantage of that. Why?
I don't have a good answer to that. Honestly, I don't think there is one. I agree. If there's any cajoling of the schedule that Major League Baseball should be doing, it's for the beginning of the season, and it should be tilted toward the stars. And having Shohei Otani open in New York would have been incredible. Having him pitch on opening day at Fenway Park would have been amazing. Or in Philadelphia against the defending National League champions, or we could go on and on and on about all the different things that could have been. I suppose I take solace in knowing that it's just one day, and I understand like it's a ceremonial one. It's a national holiday for those of us who love baseball, but because of the balanced schedule this year that has never been in place in the past, Otani's going to be playing everywhere this year, so he will have those games at Yankee Stadium, and he will have those games at Citi Field, and he will have those games in Boston that we're all desiring. It just won't be on this day that all of us are sitting here excited about what the next 186 days have to hold.
Is Otani on the Angels by the end of the year?
Oh boy. See, when you ask that question, you're essentially asking me to make a prediction about how the Angels are going to do this year. And I do think the Angels are going to be an improved team. I don't know that they're going to be improved enough necessarily, such that when August 1st, the trade deadline comes around, they don't sit there and say, we can get so much and secure our future for somebody who in all likelihood is going to be leaving at the end of this season. And that's the, that's the catch-22 for the Angels right now. They know that in order to have any shot at keeping Shohei Otani around, they need to win this year.
Yeah.
And they know that, I think they've probably felt that in the past, but I think they know it explicitly now after seeing him during the World Baseball Classic. I've been around Shohei Otani on and off for 5 years now that he's been over here. And there was a different version of him, Dan, at the WBC. The guy at the WBC was the team captain of Samurai Japan, a group of players who have gone and won Olympic gold medals and who played together they were the, one of only a handful of real teams, as opposed to guys who have just gotten thrown together for the WBC. And seeing the utter joy on his face and the excitement of playing baseball that counts for him, like that really makes him care. He said after the semifinal game where they had the walk-off hit against Mexico, this is the most fun I've had playing baseball in a long time. And it's the most fun because he's been winning, and he hasn't won at all in his time with the Angels. So, this is dancing around your original question. If the Angels win, they will keep him, and they will use that as a selling point to try and keep him from going to the Dodgers or the Mets or the Giants or the Yankees or the Mariners, the teams that seem to be the top suitors for him.
This is a team that finished 33 games out of first place last year. Vegas, DraftKings has them over under at 82.5 wins.
Yep.
Shohei Otani's got to look at Mike Trout and go, do I want this?
Yeah.
I mean, Mike
I think
Trout's.
Mike Trout looks at Mike Trout and says, "Do I want this?" And remember, Mike Trout's got the biggest contract in baseball history at $426.5 million. But Mike Trout also hasn't been to the playoffs since 2014.
Against Kansas City.
And
Yeah.
yep. And in that playoff series, the Angels got swept. So Mike Trout is a decade plus, Dan, into his career and still has not won a playoff game. So these are, these are fair questions to ask. And I don't anticipate Mike Trout asking out anytime soon. But man, if Shohei Otani were to leave, just what a punch to the gut that would be for this organization that frankly was given a gift in Otani coming over. I mean, there is no player in baseball history who has been as underpaid as he is relative to where he would be on the open market. And I think we're going to see that this offseason when his contract starts with the number 5 and potentially, like, this is wild to say, maybe even the number 6.
Talking to Jeff Passan, ESPN senior baseball insider. How good of a month was this for Major League Baseball?
Oh my gosh. So let's go over the 3 high points to me. Number 1, the WBC was awesome. I don't care who you root for. There's always something about when professional athletes play for their countries, whether it's the World Cup, the Olympics, that brings out something different in them, like a side of them that they may not have recognized. And part of that is being with a team of guys who are all-stars and who are the best in their field. But part of it also is culture and heritage and that deep place that it holds inside of our souls. And so I saw a different sort of intensity in March, which you never see in baseball. It is the most lackadaisical, laid back, slow month on the calendar because you're just playing out the string until opening day. So to have those games in the WBC, I think a lot of people are going to be looking forward to the World Baseball Classic when it comes back in 2026. Today, you've got the pitch clock and the band shift and the bigger bases and the lack of pickoff moves that are going to fundamentally change baseball. And I'm not exaggerating when I say this. It's not just the 25 minutes of game time that got shaved off during spring training. It's the fact that it's a brand of baseball that's a lot closer to what you saw in the 70s and 80s, where it's not going to be as intensely focused around the home run, where left-handers are still going to be able to hit singles to right field, where stolen bases, Dan, I think might double this year compared to last year, but really where it's moving at a place that you can't look down at your phone in between pitches without running the risk of missing one. And it's going to take a little while for fans, I think, to get used to, because it is an alarming, jarring change when you see it for the first time. But players have gotten used to it. And I think for the most part, they are very much on board with it. And then last night, the first minor league collective bargaining agreement. If we look back at history, minor league baseball players have been treated poorly for upwards of a century. Like, it's been a really, really long time that they have been paid poverty wages, that they've played in dilapidated stadiums, that they've been on buses that break down, that they've had to sleep 6 to a 2-bedroom apartment because they couldn't afford anymore. And the fact that they, within the last year, were able to create a union, become recognized by Major League Baseball, and hammer out a collective bargaining agreement that will more than double their salaries before opening day, provide housing, better food, et cetera, et cetera. It's just a seminal day in baseball history that and opening day with the pitch clock and the other new rules are all happening in these last 24 hours.
All right. Briefly on these teams, the Astros season hinges on...
Who did I put? I wrote that a week and a half ago, so you need to remind me.
Altuve?
2 months. Honestly, the Astros are so good that their season doesn't necessarily hinge on anyone. Like, they have such depth. That was just a product, Dan, of the season hinging on a player for many other teams. I don't want to include the Astros. So,
Okay, how about
Jose,
the Braves season hinges on?
yeah, this is another one I don't remember. Clearly, this segment is going incredibly
you
well.
wrote this. You wrote it.
Damn it, what words? If you're expecting me with 120 different bits.
All right. Okay.
Yeah,
All right. How about
this is what you know. What? No. Todd Fritz, I'm calling you out. This is what Todd Fritz gets for not paying for ESPN Plus. I get an email last night. Hey, can you send me the text from this article? And I was like, wow, why do you want the text from that article, you cheap bastard? Pay for Plus.
Hey, I built the damn place. They should give it to me for free, Passan. Just keep that in mind. Talking hairdo, going in and taking a victory lap. I spent 18 years. I built the damn place. Don't you talk to Todd that way. And you got my hair back when I was there. Come on. Not going to put up with this. How about that, Todd?
Thanks for sticking up for me.
Thank you. All right.
I used to love Jeff.
Yeah.
See what he did? Threw me under the bus there.
I was going to ask you what the Dodgers season hinges on or the Yankees, but I don't want to stump you.
I'm laughing. Charlie, right?
Okay, that's it. That's Passan picks on Fritzy, and then it's ball game. All right.
I deeply respect you standing up for your people in that matter. Okay. I do, however, just have to say, my hair is better than yours was in your prime.
Oh no!
Just
No, easy, Paulie.
Oh,
no. I don't want you going to Bristol. I know where Passan is. No, it's good. He can say it.
Wow.
He can say it. Go ahead. I'm okay with that. I could refresh your memory.
This is a great final time on the Dan Patrick Show.
Yes, it is.
Let me tell you.
Yeah. Todd, get Buster Olney on the phone if you can. Yeah. Yes, Paulie.
Jeff, I'm all for self-confidence, and I love your work, but let's pump the brakes.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, yeah, it's probably true. But I just after you coming back at me, I felt like some bravado was necessary.
You don't have to be Robin Ventura. I'm Nolan Ryan on the mound. You don't have to come out, Jeff. Stay there, and have some fun today. I know you will. And thank you again for all your contributions.
I always appreciate it. And Todd, I still like you. I love you, in fact. And Dan, thank you for having such great hair.
All right. Thank you, Jeff. That's Jeff Passan, ESPN Senior Baseball Insider. You can see that hair tonight on Baseball Tonight starting at 6 Eastern. It's opening night. It'll be the Astros and the White Sox at 7.